weird. It acts all funky and shit. Like, dead zones are a little bit too low than they really should. Like I don't entirely know how to explain it. I would have to show you. But it's not exactly how it would feel on like, you know, a 360 right trigger pulls, and basically just have it just like shoot out burst after burst like effortlessly. On mouse, at least with me, I can't actually do that. I kind of refer to it as shot buffering, because you can pull the trigger like either as you're firing one burst, or literally within the cooldown where you like, because of the fire rate and shit, you can't really fire any more shots and shit until you're actually able to and shit. You can pull the trigger, you can fire during that, and it'll actually buffer that, so it'll carry it over, so that by the time it's actually able to, especially in like the competitive scene, everyone had to switch over to M8, because it was literally like the second best gun right after the FAL. So people realized that you could basically just, they didn't really like call it shot buffering or anything like that and shit. They just knew, people just know that, oh hey, you can just kind of keep pulling the trigger and it'll always like fire bursts and shit. You don't have to time it. I think it's the same with all burst weapons in BO2. SWAT, B-23R, Chicom.
SR-71 ready for launch.
I think select fire attachment as well, if you set any weapons to like burst fire. But fucking on mouse, you can't do that. If you try to like spam mouse clicks and shit, it actually won't do that. You'll actually, like, instead of it being like burst, 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 it'll be like burst, 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 burst. Like, it'll like choke up, kind of. And it can get really, really annoying too, because it's the worst when you're trying to time those shots or bursts during a fight where you have to aim around and shit. So from what I remember, I think on Plutonium you should be able to do that. Whenever you use MA, do you time your burst, or do you just kind of pull like whenever, however, and still have it basically like chain burst like effortlessly? Does it do that for you?
Our spy planes in the air.
Okay. So it is a controller thing, but yeah, like it is a full-on controller thing, and I don't entirely know why. Like no one's ever actually like looked into like why it happens. But I'd imagine it might have something to do with the fact that, like, maybe at least on controller, because whenever you're pulling a trigger, it's like you'll see everyone else like use M8 and shit. I literally cannot use M8. I remember the first time I tried using M8 on mouse, I actually genuinely got like furious, because I tried so many fucking techniques. I tried timing it, like a rhythm and shit. I tried, you know, I like a whole bunch of other shit, and it just, it's even worse though, because I imagine ping also kind of fucks around with the inputs as well. So it's one of those things where, like, even when I get a rhythm going and shit, if my
all areas secure, hold your positions.
Oh yeah, no, there are times where I genuinely, someone literally like twice or three times my ping literally fucking outguns me like they have like 40 or 30 ping shit. It's fucking wild. I don't get it. It's even worse like when some of them will like actually start and shit, and actually fucks with me. it makes it really hard for me to try to track and shit because I can't anticipate where they're actually going.
SR-71 online. 5 planes standing by. Our 5 planes in the air.
Yeah. Oh my god, this
Securing
get
A.
over here, get over here, get over here, thank you. What do you Whoa, what do you mean? Holy shit. Guy you shot at, I did
Good job.
I had like no fucking hit markers at all. Servers won't allow VPNs. It's not a problem with servers, but like you can still use VPN on plutonium, but it wouldn't really matter if you use a VPN to change your server. If the server that you're playing on doesn't really change or go anywhere, it's gonna be on the. It's gonna be based in the same place, since a server is its own physical thing, and it also depends on where it's located. The reason why, let's say, you know, the Miami servers, those are probably located in Miami rather than just being named after Miami. So if you, even if you use a VPN, it's not going to bring you any closer to the servers in Miami or something. So, and rather, the reason why, or at least my guess as to why servers banned VPNs is primarily so that cheaters can't change their IP to play on those servers again. They'll usually try to ban those cheaters with IP bans. And by preventing players from using VPNs, they're forced to play with their actual IPs. But it's not. It doesn't really make you vulnerable to try to get better servers if the server that you want to connect to doesn't really go or get any closer or anything like that. So it's good to have a VPN. I really should look, but yeah. Hmm?
5 planes are ready for deployment. Our 5 planes in the air. Counter 5 planes standing by.
Usually, whenever someone gets kicked out for using VPN, they literally get kicked out the moment they get in. So. I have no idea. I came into fucking top yellow. I just see like 3 of you spraying at the one guy.
SR-71 ready to launch. Our SR-71 in the air. Heads up, enemy RCXD spotted. Friendly care package inbound. Friendly spy plane inbound.
Yeah, the team balancing with the servers is kind of silly because they really only take into account just slots, how many people are in between each team, rather than how many actual players are between each team and shit. So you can get like a lot of players on one team and just have like a whole bunch of bots on the other. It gets annoying, especially if you're joining mid game and shit.
Friendly Cobra inbound.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Friendly napalm strike on the way.
Oh my god, these bots with snipes.
Our 5 planes in the air.
Oh my god, I hate when they have the snipes.
Victory is here.
Oh, damn.
Enemy spy plane above. Our counter spy plane is in the air.
I played on console, I want to say ever since, like, oh god. In terms of how long I've played, like, on, like, Xbox Live, I guess in that case, I want to say at least over a decade. Right now, I've been playing on mouse and keyboard for about a year and a half now. Year.
SR-71 ready to launch. SR-71 online. Friendly Cobra inbound. Friendly napalm strike on the way. Enemy spy plane incoming. SR-71 ready for deployment. Approaching. Napalm strike coming in. Napalm strike waiting for your mark. For your mark. Enemy care package incoming. Cobra ready for deployment. SR-71 ready for deployment. SR-71 online. Friendly Cobra inbound. Napalm strike coming in hot. Enemy spy plane incoming.
streaks to run in BO1. But at the same time, I hate seeing people pull that shit up and all that because there's almost no counter to it. I want to say, like, at least with Chopper Gunner, if someone's at least very, very fast enough to respond, then you can actually, you can use Strela against it and shit, or Santorrent, but oftentimes, like I said, that's really more so dependent on the person. Because if you focus on dogs entirely, then players will get you. If you focus entirely on players, then the dogs will get you. But if you try to focus on both things, you're essentially having to full on like micromanage and multitask with a whole bunch of two like really annoying things at the same time, and it becomes very exhausting. What's even worse is that depending on the map, dogs will either be like not that great or will be completely unstoppable because maps like Nuketown, save for maybe the bunk bed in, I think it's yellow or green, there's literally nowhere to actually get away from dogs and all that. Whereas like maps like, let's say, Firing Range, there's a couple of spots, especially Tower, that you can actually get up on to avoid dogs. So yeah. I don't really mind streaks as much. I think it's really more so just the 3 highest kills streaks, like Chopper Guns and Hind. If someone isn't running dogs or some shit, they can literally